Hi, thank you for joining me. My name is Terri Arden. I am a licensed massage therapist here in the beautiful state of Maine. And I'm going to be talking to you about the services that I offer and a very special thing that I've been learning over the last couple of years that I would really like to inform you about and give you some opportunity to contact me and see if we can work together. I started massage therapy as a tool to be able to learn more about the human body, to learn anatomy and to learn more about how the body works and the physicality of the things that the human body does. I was a dancer in a dance company through my college years, and so I knew the physical part of moving, but it was time for me to start looking more in depth at ways that the body might be able to heal and ways that the boo-boos that we end up with manifest themselves. So coming into learning how to do massage really wasn't my goal wasn't necessarily to be a massage therapist. I was really in this for learning more about kinesiology, more about anatomy and physiology, and I found a school that would do that for me with the New Hampshire Institute for Therapeutic Arts. So most of the work that I have done in my life has been in the service industry, whether it was at a restaurant service. I was also a gymnastics coach, which is a very service-oriented business. I really enjoyed working with the young children and helping them with the process of learning how to move their body and learning how to move their body in a safe way. After I did the gymnastics school, I moved into wanting to know a little bit more. So that's where I got into thinking about maybe being a chiropractor. What were the next options? What were my options to go into? And massage seemed to be a good option to go into for learning. I was really just into learning what the next big thing was for me. And in that learning process, I realized that that being a chiropractor might have been a little bit of a far reach, considering I had a young family at home. But massage school really offered me that opportunity to learn the body, to learn the processes, and get my hands in there and actually do some of the physical work of doing work on the body. So I really enjoyed learning how the physical body works and some of the more nuanced things about being a massage therapist. When I was a young girl, I suffered from migraine headaches, and I found myself taking those baby aspirin a lot, which really didn't produce any benefit. So with having so much discomfort, I somehow found this beautiful book called Zone Therapy. And this is a book that I have with me today because this Zone Therapy book, as you can see, is brown on the pages, on the edges, and it's a book that I used a lot as a young girl to see if I could support myself naturally through getting through these headaches, and it did work. And so it got me fascinated about the different aspects of where our body stores our boo-boos, and it stores that energy that just isn't functional, so we've got these stagnant places. It's very similar to reflexology, which is another modality that I learned partly in massage school, but then also after massage school I continued to take more classes and learn more about the reflex part of our body related to the feet and to the hands. So the zone therapy, probably when I was about 11, was the thing that really got me started down this path, but then it didn't really go any farther than that until after I had had a family and it was time to start looking at a second career, and that's when massage came into my world. What I'm noticing with my clients is that they oftentimes will say they've had massage all over the world considering their vacations, and they've almost gotten to the point where they stop getting treatments anywhere other than when they come to me, because they're finding their results are better than what they have ever expected from a massage therapist. And I think what that does for me is that continues to help me educate myself and to continue to grow, so that my work keeps up with them, because they continue to grow, they're healing and they're getting better. I need to also up my game and do as best I can for them. So I find that they are they're healing, and they forget that they came in with a shoulder boo-boo. 3 months later they don't remember, because things have transitioned and their bodies are much more balanced. The range of people that I treat goes from high school kids. I have a few kids that are younger than high school, but I definitely work on high school kids that are injured from a sporting event that they have done. And I have, my oldest client is 93, and she's a painter. I have everything in between, from the weekend warrior to the mom that does yoga and she's injured herself because of a position or something, that has happened that way. So I have people that are handicapped, and my hope is that I will eventually be able to work with people that are nonverbal, because this new technique that I'll talk about in a little bit has a lot of opportunity to work with people that are not necessarily 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 feet, and vision like most of us have. So if I do have someone that is nonverbal, the technique still works for them as well. Well, when somebody first comes into my office, we do a quick health history form so that they can give me a little bit of background about what they're going through. And I'll do an assessment, which is from the Voila method that I learned a couple of years ago. And that assessment gives me a priority of where this body is and where I need to start treating them. Because there's, let's say you come in and you've got a shoulder and a knee and a foot, and oh yeah, remember I had a concussion when I was 6, or I had a concussion from football when I was in my teens. There's a lot to think about, and it would be a little overwhelming if I didn't have a way of assessing that and bringing into our first interaction together the priority piece. So that's what I do with the Voila method, is I assess the body that's in front of me, and the body is so wise, it will show me exactly where to start, so that I'm not guessing and we're not chasing our tail trying to figure out why this body is not balanced. The evidence that we're finding for the client in this technique is that they leave feeling better than when they arrived. So let's say, for instance, they have a shoulder issue, and the correction might not actually be at the shoulder. It might end up being at the little toe, or it might be at the wrist, or it might be a cranial bone, because what I'm looking for is what the body needs to correct in order for the problem area that the person has to be corrected. So I know that you've come in for a shoulder, but what I'm going to do is ask your body the questions in order to be able to correct that, and you're going to leave feeling and noticing that your body is better balanced. So my intention when I work with a client is to bring their highest good into the service. So my goals and my desires are almost not even important, because what I want to do is do what's best for them. Being able to ask their body what it wants, what it needs, and if it's on an in-breath or an out-breath. I mean, it gets really specific like that. My goal is to work with their higher self and to work with them at their highest levels so that they balance out in with their highest good. So I've been a massage therapist for 12 and a half years, and I had a gymnastics school in Kansas for another 10 years prior to all of this. And so being in business, I've been a sole proprietor for a long time with the gymnastics school and then with this new business of doing massage. And I have to say that I love being a business owner. I love being in business for myself. One of the challenges is just getting the word out to people so that they know that they can come to me for treatments. And so I love the fact that I have this opportunity to tell you that you can come to Maine to see me, but you can also contact me and we can work over Skype, or we can work over Facebook Messenger, or over the telephone, and we can still do a very nice job with some energy work from a distance. So a lot of people have a question about how does an energy session work over a distance? And my answer to that is that we are all energy. There's so much space in our body that really isn't a physical aspect. If you look at any of Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, he does a beautiful job of explaining all of the aspects of how we are mostly an energy being. We have this physical body that he says something like 0.00001% physical, and then there's 0.999 or 9.99999% energy. So if we are so much energy, it makes sense that from a distance, it doesn't matter if I have my hands on you or if we're talking over a Skype. When we're connected energetically, the corrections can be made and you don't even have to be in the same space with me. So I love the fact that we can connect no matter where you are in the world and no matter where I am in the world. This is something that we can do very nicely by connecting in energetically.
Great.
So it's wonderful that we have so much technology these days, from Facebook Messenger, Skype, Zoom sessions, telephone. When you are from a distance, when you're at a distance from me, I can still give you an energy session using the Voila method, and it doesn't take anything away from the benefit that the session offers. Because as you are an energy being, I can see a hologram of you in front of me, and I can work through that hologram and find out what your priority is. We'll find out if it's a physical or an emotional issue that we need to address. And as we're going through the session, which may take anywhere from 60 minutes, I mean, it could be even a 30-minute session, 30, 60, or 90 minutes. And we get amazing work done. I did just work on a guy out in California. We ended up spending about 90 minutes together, and his shoulder issue actually ended up being an emotional issue that was tied back to a family member. So it doesn't always end up being something that is your own doing. It can be that your energy body connected in with someone else's energy, and that's been stored in your body waiting for the opportunity for it to be released. Voila Method has this wonderful Facebook group. We have a private group that we can go on together and discuss any of the issues that we're having with the technique. If we're a little stumbly with a client and we're not getting anywhere, this group of people they protect each other. We go on the site together to discuss and learn and pose questions so that we all are learning and improving and raising our consciousness so that when we're working with people, we are at our very best. One of the other aspects of the Voila method that I'd like to mention is that I can use this technique on myself. So as I'm balancing my body before my clients come in, I'm at my best in order to be able to present my clients with the best me, so that they then get the best session possible for them. So the Voila method has a Facebook group that's a private group. We all get together and we chat and turn things around and figure out, if we have questions, what the answers are and how to approach the next big thing that comes up. Well, ethically, probably the biggest concern is that there's too much emphasis put on this can be healed. It's not something that we're taught in massage school, because really massage doesn't heal anything. What heals is the body's ability to balance and accept new information. So I don't heal you when I'm working with you. I allow your body to balance itself, and I get to be the guide for your session. So as I'm guiding you through asking questions, your body then is giving back answers, and we follow that answer with another question. And as we find our way through the session by asking questions and allowing your body to lead the session and to also show us what the priorities are, and then once that priority is covered, we go to the next priority. The ethical part of that I've done anything to you is not even an issue, because I can't physically heal anything for you. It's all up to you as a client. So as far as marketing goes, the word of mouth is really far and away the best way for me to get clients, and the way that I have gotten clients. Family members will come during the holidays, and I'll have to open up new sessions because they have their family members that are here and they need to have a session. And so I really appreciate all of my clients that are so verbal about, I call them blabbermouths. They're so verbal about my work, and they want their family members to also have a session. So I appreciate my clients for that. And I think that, I don't even really do print ads anymore, but word of mouth is one of the best ways. In my work as a massage therapist, I've done a lot of continuing education, and my basic offering is table massage. As soon as I finished massage school, I learned Thai massage, which is it's a modality that you do on the floor on a Thai yoga mat. That turned out to be such a beautiful treatment. It works great for athletes, but it also works for pretty much anybody. And so after I learned Thai yoga massage, I also learned reflexology. Wonderful technique to apply to the feet, and also it can be done on the hands to allow the body to balance out. After that, I started learning energy work. So I went into Reiki. I went all the way through the levels of Reiki Master Teacher. I learned Source Point, which is another beautiful technique that allows the body to be encompassed in an energy field around their bodies that gives them a safe container to do the energy work and to do the healing work that they need. I've learned essential oil treatments from raindrop sessions. I can do raindrop therapy to emotional clearing. The essential oils I use are the Young Living brand, and they are a gold standard. So I really appreciate the quality that they are. I've also learned the newest technique is the Voila method. It's an energy assessment tool to be able to balance out the structure of the body and then balance out the emotional parts of the body. That has ended up being such a beautiful umbrella that I can use and apply any of the techniques that I do using the Voila method, so that I can set a priority and then move from there and figure out what's next for the body. So then I can start pulling from my tool bag different avenues to bring in this joy into the session. I never know exactly what's going to come up. I absolutely allow the session to unfold in front of me. There's not a book that says go A, B, C, and D. I just show the body what the options are, and then away we go. And it's a beautiful thing when the session is over. It's like, wow, I didn't even know that I needed that, but that's exactly what I needed, is a statement that I hear quite a bit. I think that the success in my business has come from my confidence building, that I basically, let me think, I'm going to say this differently. I think the success to my business has come because of my desire for people to balance and to heal. Their highest good is what I am looking at. It wouldn't make any sense for me to have a goal in mind that something should balance, something should feel better, because it's not going to be what's true for them. So the success that's happened has been because I am willing to set myself aside and let your body do the work. Let your body show me and let your body lead me, so that then I become a guide asking questions, and your body then revealing what is the next thing that is the best to do. So I think that the success part of that is that I'm a good listener. I listen with my hands, I listen with my ears, and I listen with my eyes, so that I can really delve out and piece out the things that are important for you in your session. Your session will not look like anyone else's. It's going to be your specific session for that specific day. So I think some of the biggest obstacles has been my own confidence in questioning whether I really knew what was going on, questioning myself in my abilities, learning a new technique and then kind of stumbling my way through because I don't really quite know how to incorporate that into my body and into my sessions yet. So that being a stumbling block has also given me that next step up, because it's like when you learn something new, you aren't an expert at it yet. And I'm certainly not an expert, because I like being a student. I love being a student, learning new things. I will always be a student. But that also gives you that opportunity for being a beginner. So I step into something new and I have to build my confidence with that and build that into the whole session, so then it starts to make more sense. So a stumbling block is it's the learning, and then it's also the incorporating and bringing those two things together. For the past 3 years, I've been dealing with Lyme disease, and that being an obstacle to my work was that there was quite a bit of brain fog that was associated with that. There was a lot of joint pain and general discomfort. So what that did to my work is it shortened my work day, because I didn't have as much energy to make it through the day. But it also gave me an opportunity to learn about the types of pain that people in the world might be going through. It was not fun to go through that, and I am pretty much at the end of my treatment for Lyme. But that being said, I think one of the biggest benefits of having that is that I also had the opportunity to understand what people are going through as far as pain, the level of pain, and the consistency of pain that can be so exhausting at the end of the day. So, huge learning curve for me. I learned how to treat people that have Lyme. You can't give them a regular massage. I can work with them from a distance and balance their joints. And the other part of that is that there's not just massage to do for somebody that has Lyme treatments. Like I said, I learned a lot about getting treatment for myself with Lyme. A massage is not necessarily what you need, but I do have techniques now after going through that I can use in order to support someone that has Lyme disease. The location that I'm at here in Yarmouth is a beautiful little community that I think one of the reasons that a lot of practitioners are drawn to this area is because there's a river that runs through the town of Yarmouth, and it has a lot of good energy. And originally I did live here in Yarmouth, and my kids went through the school system here. So it made sense to have my business here. This building is also a very old ship captain's built house, and so it's also one of those nice energy feel buildings. So I love having my office here, and if you are seeing me from outside the state of Maine, it would be worth it if you could come here for a quick little weekend vacation and we can set up a session for you. I think that the most unique thing about the work that I do is that I incorporate energy work with my massage work. So if I do have an opportunity to have you on my table, the session that you'll get will be one that's designed for you in that moment, that really benefits you from an energy standpoint and from a physical standpoint. What I learned from this interview is that I love teaching. I love informing people that they have options. I'm one of those people that never says never. So I loved the opportunity to be able to share, and I guess also that I love teaching. So if you have any questions, if I don't know the answer, I can dig it out. I will go find it and research it and ask the right people and see if I can find out an answer for you. So I thought I would give you an opportunity to hear what the sound healing would be like. And these are crystal bowls. This is a G sharp, and this is a D sharp, and this is an F sharp. This being a Tibetan bowl. Thank you for joining me today and spending time with me watching this video. It would be my pleasure to work with you, so please feel free to reach out.